Eric with the Post Apoc. Today we're going to do another video about opening things, alcoholic beverages in particular, without the proper tools. Today I'm going to be opening wine bottles without a corkscrew. Where's my Effin corkscrew? The first few methods I'm going to show you don't work on bottles with rubber corks. The way you can tell is if you look at the top, pull the foil off, you'll have a rubber cork in the top. The rubber corks just have way too much friction, so those are a little harder to get out, and I'll show you how to get those out at the end of the video. So I've removed the foil from the top of this bottle, and you can see that it has, well, it's got a clear neck, so you can see it's got a wooden cork. You know what? I forgot my screwdriver. Cut. You're going to need a screwdriver. If you don't have a screwdriver, you can actually screw a screw in with a pocket knife, or if it's a slot head screwdriver, you can use a dime or a really small coin, or the edge of some scissors or whatever. But have a screwdriver. So we're going to screw the screw into the very center of the wooden cork, and I'm going to get it pretty good way down in there. So once we get it in there, now you don't have to have pliers to pull this out. You could use your shoelace from the shoe that you should be wearing, and wrap the shoelace and tie it really tight and use it to pull this out. I'm going to use pliers. So we got the screw screwed down into the wooden cork. I'm going to lock onto it with the pliers. Whew, there you go. Okay. Method number 2. Again, I'm going to use the CRKT M1614Z to cut the foil off the top. Everybody thinks it's funny when I say the full name of that knife. So should I just say my pocket knife?
There's so many letters and numbers.
My pocket knife. This time, if you don't have a screw or anything to pull the screw out with once you get it in there, but you do have a shoe with laces, that's very important. It has to have laces. Velcro shoes will not work. Cowboy boots will not work. We're going to force the cork down into the bottle. This is actually much, much harder than you think. So it's best if you have something to push, like an ink pen or something. I am just going to use my fingers and grit it out. But we're going to push the cork all the way down into the bottle. Woo! So it's down in there. Now, shoelace. I'm going to tie a knot in the shoelace, and I want this to be a pretty large knot. That's big enough. So I've just tied a regular knot in this shoelace, and I'm going to push the shoelace down inside the bottle.
I hope that's a clean shoelace.
It is not a clean shoelace, but it's okay. It's the apocalypse, and we're really anxious to drink some wine. Okay, so we've got the shoestring well down into the wine with the knot down here. The cork is in the neck of the bottle. So as I start to pull the cork up, I want the knot to lodge really close to the bottom of the cork. Can you see it? Okay. And then I'm just going to use the shoestring to pull the cork all the way out. And this is tough. Whew. Thank God I brought pliers. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. Just going to start twisting the pliers. This is actually working.
I can't see it because your hand's in the way.
So I'm just twisting the pliers now to slowly bring the cork out with the shoestring, since I'm a pansy and it was hurting my hands.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, thank God. But it's far enough out now that we can go ahead and hopefully work it the rest of the way out. We earned that one. God, it's rubber. Somewhere in my wine cellars, I'm sure I have another wooden cork. Using my unnamed pocket knife. Rubber cork. Now, how do you deal with a rubber cork? Rubber corks are a pain in the ass. Broke ass white wine. It's got a rubber cork. So we can't use the screw, we can't use the shoelace, we can't push it down in there. Even my pocket knife is not going to be big enough to deal with this situation. So, I'm bringing in the cold steel Gladius machete. And we're going to saber the top of this wine off. Now there actually is a specific right way to do this. So what you want to do is find the seam on the side of the wine bottle. The seam is where the wine bottle is joined. You can see a tiny line in the glass. And we're going to follow that seam. And we're going to try and hit the lip of the wine bottle along that seam, right where the seam is. There we go. Saber the top of the wine off. Now, let's say you really don't want little bitty broken pieces of glass in your wine when you're drinking it. There's an easy way to fix that. Magical cut.
That was not very magical.
Okay, so to filter out the little bitty tiny pieces of glass that might be in your wine, we're just going to use a regular t-shirt. T-shirts are actually really, really great filters. We're going to put the t-shirt over the top of the wine bottle, just like this. And then be careful because it is going to soak into the shirt as you pour. But as you can see, it starts coming out faster. And this t-shirt is going to filter out any tiny bits of glass that might still be in there. So now you can have screw, shoelace, Gladius, machete, and t-shirt flavored wine. Cheers.
Is that your intermission? Entertainment?